Page 118, On Top of Old Smoky, a very famous old tune here in the United States. They have a bunch of text up there to do stuff. I'm just going to go through the process I use to learn a piece of music because I cover a lot of that. I don't count and clap, yay, no. But as far as identifying keys and all that, yeah, that's part of the process. So I look it over. I like to have an idea of how long it is. It's 2 lines long. The clef signs are treble and bass clef. Most of the time they will be, but I just get in the habit of always looking because they're not always that way. The key signature is no sharps or flats, so it's either in C major or A minor. If I look at the ends of C's here, it's a C chord. We're not using all the notes, but we don't have to use all the notes. It's a C major. But as far as the scales go, if you're doing scales as I suggested, then do the C major and A minor scales, because those are the keys with no sharps or flats in the key signature. Just 1 octave up and down is fine. And 3/4 time signature, we have a pickup beat. We're coming in on beat 3. So the first 2 beats are someplace, and they're at the end. There's just 2 beats in the last measure. The hands are playing at the same time, so I'm going to take 1 hand at a time here. The right hand starts here, and if you look at these notes in the first few measures, you have here and here. We got the C chord in extended position here. And that's sort of the position, but we're not going to stay there, but that's where it is there. So it's 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, then I collapse. Now I'm in this position. Now, at the end of the first line, you got to reach back down here. I like to connect the notes at first. When I first learn I like a fingering that allows me to connect the notes. I like to feel the flow of where these notes are, especially a melody. If I can't reach this, then I don't want that finger on that note. I want some other finger on it. It's easy to do because I could do here and scrunch up in 3. Now I got 3. I'll just skip first finger. I just come here. That way I can reach this more easily. Of course, you can still do this, and with the articulation, you lift up anyway, and that allows you to come down. But as I said earlier, I like to connect the notes at first. But however you finger it, whatever it is. If it's different in the book, pencil it in and stick with it. But here, okay. The last 3 measures are all tied. You're going to hold that down for all 3 measures. Left hand, well, you have an interval of a 1/6. And here, that's all that is. Oh, goody. And then later it's a G. It's the interval of a 5th. And then this measure, 10? It's a 6th again, and now the bottom note goes down. And then to here. And I want to show you another fingering here that will help you as the music gets more difficult in the left hand. Well, gets difficult in general, but this is for the left hand. The last 3 measures. I'm going here to here. And when I get this kind of a pattern, and you'll get it a lot in boogie-woogie type stuff, where it just goes back and forth. Okay, I don't like using thumb on all that. So I just come up and I stretch out a little bit and use 2nd finger here. So I'm going to change this to a 5/2 for the last 3 measures. 5/2, 5/1, 5/2. Just so I don't have to use thumb. There's nothing wrong with using thumb. I just don't like that fingering. Then I put the hands together. Well, at first, not bad. Now keep in mind here on the half notes there at the right hand's tied on that A, but the left hand isn't. The right hand's tied, but the left hand isn't. You gotta play it. So once I have the hands working together, I go back over and get rid of the hesitations. It would be nice if you could get to where you could play this without looking at the keyboard for the most part. You may have to look down here at the end of the first line to go to the second. If you have to, that's fine, whatever. But for the most part, try not to look at the keyboard. We want to feel moving around and spreading out. And once I have that, I add the articulation. And here we have the phrasing in the right hand. The left hand, just connect it as best you can. Both hands together here, and like taking a breath. Lift up. See, lifting up for the phrase, this is how you can get away with this. Yeah. So just lift up in the right hand for the phrasing. It's the only articulation to give. Then the dynamics, MF is mezzo forte, is sort of loud. It's a melody here. These chords need to be soft, light on the here. And that's the only dynamic they give you. Well, that's boring. Once you can do it okay and you start getting into the interpretation, if you want to alter that dynamic, get a little louder and softer in places, I would say go for it. If you feel it, go for it. Yeah. Then the speed, somewhere in the middle. There's words to this. They don't have them in here, but see, the quarter notes are going to want to slow it down a little, but the dotted half notes are going to want to speed it up. So you got to find a speed that works for both. And then when you get to measure 11 on or 12, the eighth notes, you don't want those to go too fast. No, because there are singing going on there. Yeah. So pick a speed somewhere in the middle. Then they've added pedal. Keep in mind that I have done all of this without pedal. I learn a piece without pedal first. I want to hear what's going on with the fingers, make sure everything's okay. Because adding pedal can change things. Will change things, otherwise why add it? On a piano, because when you play a note, it just dies away. Okay, wonderful. But if you can add overtones, that changes a little bit. So it's quite common in piano to pedal the longer held notes. That's what we're doing here. And they're changing the pedal here on the first two half notes. And you think, why? Because it's all the same chord. It's all an F chord, and you change pedal when you change harmony. Well, you can change pedal for other reasons. And one of those reasons is we want to keep the melody clean. I don't want both of those notes. I want to keep the melody clean, so I got to change the pedal. I'll push the notes down first and then the pedal. And change the pedal after you play the notes. It overlaps it just a little bit. I'm going to lift the pedal with the hand so I hear the phrasing. See, here I can hold it down the whole time because the melody isn't changing. And so I can hold the pedal down through all of it. And that's basically the pedal. If you feel a retardando, put it in. Get into the music. Feel the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. When there's a pickup beat, the natural accents really come, well, they're always important, but it really, the listener will think the first note you played is the first beat of the measure. And it'll be off. It'll be ah. So make sure it sounds like to here, to here. So the second C at the beginning is just a little louder than this first one, to here. Ba-da-bum-bum. We want to feel that. Let's play this together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the dynamics. There aren't any dynamics. I will go ahead and do the pedaling because it's simple enough. And you can hear the notes okay if I do pedal. I'll give us 2 counts because we're coming in on beat 3. So I'm just going to go ready, go, and then we go. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2.